Hey there, you listen to WTUL New Orleans. I'm DJ D-Rob here, and I'm sitting here with Sam Craft of Sweet Crude. How's it going?
It's going great. Happy lunchtime.
Thank you, yeah. Yeah, we're here at about 12:14. A lot of people are on lunch break right now, so maybe some people out there are listening.
It's good to share it with you.
Yeah. So, Sweet Crude, I've seen you in a lot of bands over the years. I've seen you play with Susan Cowsill. I've seen you when I was at NOCA in Media Arts. We recorded you doing, I think you were playing violin.
Probably right.
Yeah, with Glasgow.
Yeah.
So, how did Sweet Crude come about? Like,
Well, speaking of that band Glasgow, we had when we first started Sweet Crude, it was basically for the people from Glasgow that we just kind of decided that we wanted to a little bit reinvent ourselves and create something fresh. And we had been doing that band for a number of years. And after that, I had been playing with a duo called Alexis and the Samurai. And in Alexis and the Samurai, it's just me and Alexis Marceau. She's a tremendous vocalist and songwriter. And we decided also that we wanted to make a band that had more people in it. So that's kind of how Sweet Crude was born.
nice. Awesome. Yeah, we're having a little mic problem there. I'm sorry about that. So, you guys just got your van broken into and you lost all your gear and stuff. Has that happened to you before? And how was dealing with that? Like,
Well, it was a rough few days for sure when we were trying to figure out what to do next. Luckily, they didn't get into our trailer, which is the bulk of our gear, but we lost all our personal items from the van itself. It was rough, and we were able to, we had pretty much just given up on the tour, but our management called us and egged us on to keep going, and we were pretty pessimistic, but we're glad that they did, and some amazing people have come out of the woodwork to help us out, and we were able to borrow some instruments that we needed and stuff. And then we kept on going. And then that happened in June, and then we kept pushing into the whole most of July on the road as well. So we're super happy to be able to do that, and we're glad that people around us encouraged us and helped us out. So it's a huge silver lining, and I think it brought us all together more as a band and made us very, very grateful for our fans and friends.
so would you have any? Yeah. So if that would happen to somebody else, what would you tell them? Like, if another band got their stuff broken into. I know it happens a lot to bands when they're touring and stuff, and I think you went through it and y'all came through ahead at the end, and
Yeah, I guess advice is, we all take lengths to park our vehicles in certain ways and back our trailers against walls so the trailer can't get ripped off, and that is always good advice to do that. But specifically in the vehicle, in our particular case, we just happened to be stopped in San Francisco just to do a little bit of sightseeing. We weren't playing there. We weren't sleeping there. We were just wanted to go check out a baseball game. And it's times like that where you don't really think about, I need to bring my suitcase into a restaurant, or I need to walk around with all my, it's weird. Your van is a mobile home when you're on the road, and you just have to be very, very careful. You sometimes someone has to stay with the van, or sometimes someone you have to go the extra mile, especially in a big city. We were naive probably in thinking that we could just leave our van unattended with stuff in it. But again, I would say our advice from this is put everything in the trailer.
Nice.
You can make a trailer like Fort Knox impenetrable.
Nice.
It's very hard to do that with any kind of commercial vehicle at all. So anybody can break glass. I would say just put our lesson now is everything goes in the trailer. So that's what I advise bands to do, because you can really lock that sucker down to make it impenetrable, but you can't do that with a vehicle.
Awesome. Just make it like Fort Knox then. So you guys had some music on television, right? Am I right about that?
Yeah. A little while ago, we had a couple of songs featured in American Horror Story, and that was a fun thrill. It's cool to see your music being put to video and seeing how other people's visions occur on top of your music. It was a treat, man. It's really, really fun.
Nice. So did you find that had an effect on your following any after that happened?
Yeah, I think that show has a really devoted following, and it was cool to get a little bit of the word out about the band that way. And then after that, we got to do Alexis and I got to do a couple of more shows and kind of show our faces a little more. And with so much going on in New Orleans, especially the last few years, it's been really exciting to get our music out to a brand new audience. And yeah, there was a good little pop after that happened. But it's just like anything. It comes and goes, and then you hope for the next thing to happen and keep on pushing. But little things like that are awesome stepping stones along the way, definitely.
Nice. So how about we play one of your records, and I'll come back and ask you a little bit about y'all's music. This one is track number 2 on y'all's last album. Is this your first full-length album?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, and this came out like recently, a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And this one's called Isle dans la Mer.
That's close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say Île dans la Mer, but you can say it in English. It means island in the sea.
Okay, this one's called Île dans la Mer, and it translates to island in the sea. It's a Sweet Crude from their new album Creatures. Here we go. And we're back here with Sam Craft of Sweet Crude. And if you just now tuning in, you just heard Ile de la Mort. Sorry, my French is rusty.
Yeah, that was about 80%. Yeah. But that's Île dans la Mer, and that means island in the sea. And it's interesting, if any linguistic nerds are out there, in Louisiana we spell eel with an S, I-S-L-E. Which is like in standard French, I think it would just be I-L-E. It just means island in the sea. It's in the bridge. Alexis, you can hear her voice soaring over the top of the bridge, and she's like, "I'm one little isle in the sea." We just took that lyric and put it into French, just because we're jerks.
Jerks. But so a lot of these songs, some of them have French titles, some of them have English titles, and you guys go back and forth between French and English and that. What's behind the decision to do that in your music?
Well, when we were deciding to form this band, it came at a time when we were making trips a lot to go visit Alexis's grandparents. They're a huge source of inspiration for making this music. There's not a lot of the generation whose first language was French in Louisiana. They're slowing down and slowly leaving us, and so it becomes increasingly more difficult to access that part of the culture if you're not living in Acadiana or have access to a relative. Anybody that I would have had access to in my family, they're gone or far away. And in the case of Alexis, and she and I have been musical colleagues for many years now. It just that having that access to that part of our culture became just a hugely important thing in our lives. And so we realized that it really would be amazing to make musical tribute to that. So when we wanted to make this band, we realized that at that generation, whose first language was French, but born and raised in Louisiana, they're going to all be gone soon. So we need to do something that we can preserve that, but not be untrue to what we want to do musically. And we know about the great French music traditions in Louisiana, the Cajun music, Zydeco music, even up through swamp pop and other little subgenres. And we wanted to do our own thing with it and be true to the music that we want to make, which is we want to make fun, vibrant pop music. We want to be able to get weird and get creative and maybe not stick to the traditional sound of Louisiana, but we knew that we could use this language. So it's really it's a tribute to our heritage, but at the same time using it in a direction that we think is a little more the innovation that we want to see in the pop music that we make. So it's a matter of timing, and we know that also it maybe help expose people to this language and this culture and this tradition of French music in Louisiana, and that it's not just something that belongs in a museum.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that we can continue to document.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So you guys, I looked on your website and I said genre, something like that, drum pop.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys coin that? How'd you guys come up with that being the two words to basically sum up what it is you guys do?
Well, people ask, what kind of music is it? Or if we have to explain to a publication or a festival what type of music it should be classified as,
Mm-hmm.
it's always very tricky. So we just kind of start saying what we have in the band,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot of drums. It's a lot of singing. So there's a definite element of percussion and vocals. We also have violin, and we use keys to make textures and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, there's no guitars. That's really the only thing. But the drum pop comes from the fact that those are just the two most obvious features in the band:
Mm-hmm.
is heavy percussion and keeping it catchy. So that's why we got to that. But if anybody has any other genre identifiers, feel free to call in and give us some more ideas.
So you talked about if you have to show a festival, what you do. I've seen you guys have gotten some pretty good gigs. Like y'all touring with Tank and The Bangas, and y'all played at Bonnaroo this year. How is that? Is that like a new milestone for you guys? Or can you talk a little about that?
Yeah, this summer has been awesome. Despite a couple of setbacks, we've had a great summer of festivals and some amazing tour dates with, like you said, Tank and The Bangas. That tour with Tank really helped us reach a new audience, and we're going to continue with them in September.
Nice.
We're looking forward to that very much. I think they're having a really special moment right now, and we can share that with them, and that's a real honor. We've been fans of theirs for years in New Orleans, and it's great to see that people worldwide are finding out about them. And then we can combine that with our the successes that we're having through various outlets, and it really makes for a fun show. And I think we're both really happy for each other, so that makes it for a really fun show. And this summer has been a really we got to do Bonnaroo, we got to do High Sierra. We got to go up and play sold out shows at Tank and The Bangas, so it's been great. We're very, very grateful. And like I said, we're excited to continue this in September. I think that Tank's meteoric rise is just beginning, and they're going to have an album out pretty soon that's going to change the game. We're really excited about how our album's doing, and we just we're very thrilled with the way things are going, and it's crazy. It's an intense schedule for sure, but we just hope to keep the momentum going.
I noticed you guys had her in your music video for Mon Esprit. Yeah, Mon Esprit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was just wondering, where did you guys shoot that video at, and how'd that come about?
Yeah, that video was the brainchild of Alexis Marceau, and she came up with this idea. I think we were in the recording studio, and our producer at the time was like, Sonny DiPerri, he's amazing. He said when he heard this song and he heard our recording that we made without him of it, he's like, hold on, I really want to start this one over from scratch because I think it's amazing. And he said, I want to, this thing needs to be like a funeral, like y'all are carrying a coffin, and he's had this epic, like somber but bittersweet but like prayerful kind of feeling. I don't know, something like that. And so that I think that inspired Alexis in a way to say that we should make a video about this song, and that it should have that feeling, that mournful, prayerful, but kind of like reverent kind of feel to it. And so when she kind of storyboarded the whole thing, got a crew and cast together, and I think Tank was like number one on her list of people that she wanted in this video. And if you go on YouTube and search for Sweet Crude Mon Esprit, you're gonna find that it's a group of just powerful women, and they're doing something which you never see, which is they're all carrying a coffin, and you never see women pallbearers, and that was just like an amazing statement that Alexis was able to make. And if you watch the video, it kind of goes through all of the stages of grief. Kind of, it's amazing. And ultimately, there's like a sense of redemption at the end. That's, I think, a really, really powerful image. So kudos to Alexis for coming up with that idea. But she had Tank right at the top of the list of women to be, because she is like, Tank right now is kind of stands at the top of a heap of powerful New Orleans women, and that's really kind of amazing. And so I definitely advise anybody to check that out. I think Alexis had an amazing vision for it, and we're really happy with how it came out.
Awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed that video personally.
We should listen to that song, maybe.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah,
Number 4.
that's a good segue. We're gonna go to that one now. So it's Mon Esprit, and this is from. If you're just not tuning in, I'm here with Sam Craft from Sweet Crude, and this is from their latest album, Creatures. Here we go.
Je vais chanter pour
All right, and if you're just now tuning in, that was Sweet Crude with their song Mon Esprit. That's a single. They had a video for that with Tank and The Bangas, and I'm here right now with Sam Craft of Sweet Crude, and yeah, that was the song I saw the video for. Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, and if you go check that out, you'll see Alexis featuring some powerful New Orleans women doing some amazing stuff, and yeah, it's got some incredible dancing by Maya Taylor, and she choreographed a beautiful interpretive dance, and that it took place at the Marigny Opera House, which is a wonderful venue, and the crew from Greenhouse Collective captured it beautifully in beautiful black and white, and some really powerful messages in that film. And one of the women in there is actually Tank, and also some friends of ours, and it's really an amazing vision by Alexis. So super happy with the way that video came out.
That's what's up. And we talked earlier about how a producer kind of helped y'all find rework that song a little bit. And his name is what's his name again?
So our producer who came in and really helped shape this thing is named Sonny DiPerri, and he lives on the West Coast. And we were through some degrees of separation, we were able to get in contact with him, and luckily we were able to bring him down to New Orleans and kind of like hang out with them and get chummy. And he's a great dude, and he's done Animal Collective, and he's worked with Portugal the Man and a bunch of other amazing artists that we revere. So it's super awesome that he would come and work with us. And like you said, yeah, we had it all tracked, we had it all recorded, but we needed someone with a vision, because there was there's 7 of us, and we were like trying to. It's hard to make everybody agree or happy, in those situations. So you kind of need an outside person to be like, you should do this, or someone, especially for someone who maybe doesn't know our music very well, who can just come in with fresh ears. That's also a real asset. And then someone who's really, really intelligent and knows how to sculpt a piece of music, and Sonny fit that bill. So he knew about what we were trying to do. He got it. He's used to working with artists that have a lot of layers, a lot of percussion. And he knew how to navigate that really well. Super happy about that. Another thing that he brought in that we were happy about is that he knows electronic instruments, synthesizers, and sequencers and things like that make pop music so amazing and indescribable and hard to say. Now, what's making that sound? And he has a lot of those tricks at his disposal, and he has a lot of knowledge in that. And we are learning about that,
right.
And we certainly employ a lot of synthesis live, and we mess around with sounds, but he was able to figure out the best sounds for the studio for us, and that was awesome, and helped sculpt that for us. So a lot of this, so we had everything tracked, but some of those songs he was like, you know what, we're gonna start from scratch on this one, and the result when you do that is much more like unified. So if you're not familiar with being in the studio, you might record the drum set one day, and then like a week later you might lay down a violin, and then a couple weeks after that some keyboards and a bass, and everything kind of gets a little bit distant from one another. But when you're able to do it all in one room like we did with Sonny, it gels better. He was also able to take the stuff that we were already recorded and really make it all sound like one album.
Right.
And that's just another thing that we were looking for in a producer. And that's the producer has to do a lot of things to make something sound good. Some producers they walk in the room and say, all right, sounds cool, and then they sign their name on it, and then that's it. But Sonny was able to really get his hands dirty with us. Super glad about that.
Yeah, I'm always really interested in hearing about how a band works with a producer, and how they finally come to a cohesive sound, and how a producer can help them do that a little bit. And so he produced a lot of songs on this album, whole thing.
Yeah. So he ultimately produced the whole thing. Some songs, when we decided that we were going to be more involved with restructuring from the ground up, and I think that different producers can work in different ways. Some producers will sit down with the band before the songs are even written and help decide what they want the record to sound like, or what the mood they want to capture, and go from nothing. Some producers work best when everything is already recorded, and they can sit down and just sort of sculpt away like with stone or ice. And they can just chip it away until it takes shape. And then with Sonny DiPerri, it was a little of both. And I know that he's multifaceted like that. And I know that when he's worked with Animal Collective, it's been like it goes from really, really nitty gritty into big picture stuff. So to be able to nerd out on one synthesizer sound for hours and hours and hours, and then also to be able to zoom out and be like, I want this to sound like a thunderstorm. Like he has all of that, all of those faculties, and that's really, really cool. So we need that as a band, you know. Nice. We need sometimes direction, or at least sometimes we need like where everything's there except for there's some missing ingredient, and yeah, he's able to. You need a producer that can sweep in and make like a big executive decision, and that's really cool. Sometimes you're surprised. You're like you think something's not broken, and then they say, "Oh wait, if you did this, it would be." And you go, "Wow!" And that's a great producer, and that's not easy to come by, and especially a producer that's not going to change your sound, but rather just like see what you're going for and then focus it in. So yeah,
that's what's up. So we're gonna play another one. And this one's called Laces, am I right?
Yeah. And this is a cool story with Sonny, because this is another one where we thought this was a song that came at the end of our recording. You know, we knew we had been playing it live for just a little while, and we wanted one more song on this album, and we thought this would be a great one to put on there. But you know, this comes from what you hear in the song is some sequencers and some fun futuristic sounds that come from Sonny's ability to like mess with synthesizers and other keyboard sounds, and so a lot of this was his production from the ground up with our musical compositional ideas and his idea for sculpting a sound, and then it's fun because then we can take the stuff that came out in the studio and reproduce it live, and mix kind of our acoustic sound with more synthesized sounds. And so it was just Sonny really got to nerd out on this one and just spend hours messing around with different sequencers and synthesizers and turn into a mad scientist on this song. So this song is called Laces.
All right, if you're just now tuning in, and I'm here with Sam Craft of Sweet Crude, and we're about to play a song off their new record. It's called Laces. Here we go. And we're back again. If you're just now tuning in, you're listening to WTUL New Orleans, and that was Laces from Sweet Crude's last album, Creatures. Their latest album, rather.
Yeah, let's hope we have more.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for having me. I guess I have to talk business.
Yeah.
So we're going to be playing Friday and Saturday at Gasa Gasa, and we're really pumped to be playing 2 nights in a row at our favorite little venue uptown. It's really, really fun. Art artistically amazing in there. Like it's like a really cool art space with arcade games.
Yeah.
And really amazing people who love music and aquariums.
Yeah.
That's right. So we really love that space, and so we're happy to take it over for a weekend.
Nice. So and that's gonna be this Friday and Saturday, 2 shows.
Yeah.
So it's a big homecoming for y'all.
Yeah. And we don't get to play in New Orleans at a venue as much as we'd like.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like where we get to do what we want to do and stretch our legs a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided that we were going to make it special, and really to help give back to our New Orleans fans, create something a little production value. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's something that we want to take pride in and always give fans who have seen us a lot something a little new. You know, something fresh, something that they have a context of Sweet Crude that they haven't seen before. And so we decided that on Friday night it's going to be about strings. It's going to be about the Jack and I, my brother and I, we come from a classical music background. Alexis has sung opera. We all have like this like strange like musical education background in the band, and so we're gonna represent that in making this like really lush chamber music sound. And to open up the show, we've got Helen Gillet, who is a fantastic cellist who creates like crazy sounds on her instrument and sings beautifully in French as well as English. And so we're going to do our normal fun show, I guess, and then we're going to add some really beautiful chamber music on top of that, arranged by our keyboard player, my brother Jack Craft. And then we're going to flip the script on Saturday night, and it's going to be all about the horns. We've got the incredible, inimitable, the Monocle opening up for us, and that is Aurora Nealon's solo project, which is, again, like Helen, Aurora stands with Tank and all of these amazing New Orleans women who are just like from another planet, basically. And so that's incredible that we have Aurora opening up for us on Saturday night, and then we're going to have some brass that are going to help us out on Saturday night. So strings Friday, brass Saturday, and it's really fun. We're going to be wearing like, it's going to be Friday night, it's going to be Night at the Opera, it's going to be black, it's going to be like slick. Saturday night we're going to be bright colors, we're going to be dressed in all white. It's white linen night after all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we have your after party planned at Gasa Gasa, and so we're going to be in all white. We're going to be just celebrating joy and life and having a good time and having some brass friends help us out on that show. So we're thrilled about this weekend, and we wanted to make the 2 shows very different, and so that's how we're doing it. So if you'd like to know more, you can check out our Facebook page and our website, and you can check out Gasa Gasa's website, and you can actually buy tickets at Gasa Gasa's website, which is just gasagasa.com.
Right.
So that's we're happy to be able to spread our legs and be our own weird selves at our favorite little uptown venue.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I really enjoyed that little interview there.
Yeah, thanks, JD. It was awesome. We love WTUL.
All right, and that was Sam Craft from Sweet Crude, everybody.